What's happening, crypto fam? Happy Wednesday. Good morning and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate you taking the time out to consume the content, so thank you. Apparently, CipherTrace can track Monero. Privacy ain't so private anymore, guys. As apathy towards privacy prevails, this firm says it can track Monero. I know a lot of people have got their own opinions on privacy and security and what it actually fundamentally means at its core to have privacy and security at the same time. Each to their own and all that, and everyone's entitled to their opinion, but at the end of the day, we all live together and we will have to come up. We'll have to come to an agreement together down the line on how stuff's controlled, how people are tracked, who gets access to what, when something happens. I think we'd all agree that your next door neighbour's got no right to look in your phone and your phone records. But if you get caught playing with, or if you get caught with pictures of kids or anything like that, or you're a rapist or a murderer, then I'm afraid that the powers that be need to look in your phone, the authorities, the police, say what you want. It's a fine line between privacy and security, guys. So let's just get into the article and see what's going on, because apparently Monero, one of the most popular privacy coin on the planet, is actually now traceable, apparently. While claims that a US crypto intelligence firm, CipherTrace, can track transactions in Monero, the most popular privacy coin, was met with skepticism. Other analysis warned about user apathy towards privacy. Yesterday, CipherTrace announced what it calls the world's first XMR tracing capabilities designed to allow law enforcement, governments, and virtual asset service providers to track transactions with the use of the coin that was designed as privacy-orientated and dedicated to protecting its users' anonymity. Interesting. The firm recognized that Monero is notoriously difficult to trace, which explains why an estimated 45% of darknet users use Monero, making it the second favorite cryptocurrency of choice for criminals, preceded only by Bitcoin. CipherTrace was commissioned by the US Department of Homeland Security to develop the new tracing tools. The current value of the contract is USD 2.4 million, with a potential value of up to 3.6 million US dollars. The contract has resulted in the development of forensic tools for law enforcement and government agencies to trace and visualize XMR transaction flows for criminal investigations. Interesting. This provides ways to track stolen Monero currencies or Monero currencies used in illegal transactions. It also helps assure crypto exchanges, OTC trading desks, investment funds, and custody providers that they do not accept Monero from illicit sources and investigate Monero received from potential illicit sources and take appropriate actions to stay in compliance. Despite these claims, the cryptoverse remains skeptical over the efficiency of CipherTrace's latest tools, reminiscent of Russia's alleged success at developing a prototype for a partial de-anonymizing platform for cryptocurrencies. According to crypto market data provider Coinmetrics, it is impossible to determine the sender of a Monero transaction. Moreover, in 2017, Monero also adopted bulletproofs, an even more recent cryptography advancement which blinds the amounts received. Ooh, interesting. They don't even have addresses visible, so only deductions might come from addresses, sub-addresses shared with exchanges. Interesting. Over time, by then others. One Reddit user was equally convinced, saying that while research was always ongoing in this area, I will be very surprised if this company has discovered some novel method of analysis that isn't already known from years of open research by the Monero communities and other academic industry research. I'll be even more surprised if they had a method that is broadly applicable to modern transactions, or that does not require significant and specific external data to draw definitive conclusions, like that from exchanges. They likely attempt to draw known statistical inferences from on-chain structures or external data, but again, it's not possible. CryptoNews.com contacted CipherTrace for comment. However, Colin Metrics claims that user apathy towards privacy is probably the biggest shortcoming of the current anonymous transaction system. As cryptocurrencies continue to be adopted by the wider public, its original privacy-orientated ethos must be transmitted in order for it to survive. Failing to do so could result in the original idea of anonymous transaction systems fading away and being superseded by other conceptions of what cryptocurrencies are useful for. Interesting. Set up in 2015, CipherTrace says it provides blockchain analytics and crypto intelligence services to a portfolio of some 150 customers, including banks, regulators, VSPs, and others. It is extremely interesting that they now think and believe that they can apparently track Monero. CipherTrace announces world first Monero tracing capabilities for law enforcement, governments, and virtual asset service providers. CipherTrace delivers Monero tracing tools to the US Department of Homeland Security to support investigations of crimes. Leading cryptocurrency intelligence company CipherTrace has developed tools for the US Department of Homeland Security to track transactions of notoriously difficult to trace privacy coin Monero. CipherTrace's contract with the DHS Science and Technology Directorate resulted in the development of forensic tools for law enforcement and government agencies to trace and visualize Monero transaction flows from criminal investigation. CipherTrace developed tools to explore Monero transactions to assist in investigations. These tools include transaction search, exploration and visualization tools for Monero transaction flows that have been integrated with CipherTrace's Inspector Financial Investigations product. This provides ways to track down stolen Monero currencies or Monero currencies used in illegal transactions. It also helps assure cryptocurrency exchanges, OTC trading desks, investment funds, and custody providers that they do not accept Monero from illicit sources and investigate Monero received from potentially illicit sources and take appropriate actions to stay in compliance. With 45% of darknet markets now using Monero, the second favorite cryptocurrency of choice amongst criminals, just behind Bitcoin, the law enforcement interest in Monero tracing has soared. Monero employs a particularly unique design to ensure user anonymity, including always-on enforced privacy, ring signatures, which enable transaction mixing, are built into the protocol design. So when attempting to locate the source of a transaction, it will appear as if a whole crowd of users took part in the exchange, making it nearly impossible to identify the true source. Nearly impossible is not impossible. Change your tunes, bruh. People saying impossible, impossible, impossible. Oh yeah, and then down the line they're like, yeah, doing that is nearly impossible. It's nearly impossible to identify the source. The source! The tomato sauce! Monero is one of the most privacy-orientated cryptocurrencies, say Dave Jevons. Monero is one of the most privacy-orientated currencies, Our research development team worked for a year on developing techniques for providing financial investigators with analyst tools. There is much work still to be done, but CipherTrace is proud to announce the world's first Monero tracing capability. We are grateful for the support of the Department of Homeland Security Science and Technology Directorate on this project. The tools CipherTrace developed within the scope of this DHS project have also laid the groundwork for future implementation of entity transactions clustering, wallet identification, exchange attribution, and other functionality that will provide law enforcement with even more tools for investigating Monero transactions and addresses. What fascinates me is most of the crypto space on one hand are buzzing off how transparent it is. Talking about being able to shut down bad actors and that. Oh, bad actor that node. Ignore it. Okay. How do you find bad actors in privacy networks if they're all hidden? This is, for me, this is something that really, this is one of the main reasons that it's getting to me, that it's not hitting the public eye yet, it's not hitting the mainstream media, because the mainstream media should be out informing people about this technology, and the government should be out asking people how they want to be governed and how they want this new technology to be governed, and do we even want a privacy coin? Would it be voted in? We're at an age where we're trying to take down child trafficking and paedophilia and all that, and there's privacy coins, which is enabling all them. All it's truly doing is enabling criminals, innit? It's a weird one. Privacy over security. I could talk about this all day, go around in circles. I should do a live about it, really. Because we can get a bit of Q&A going then, and a bit of back and forth. Just madness. I've always wondered if someone could trace it and track it. And again, you're trusting someone who's just, yeah, I can track that. Oh, okay, Bob. Sweet. Right, show me. Prove it. Do you know what I mean? Monero. Now traceable. No, not taxable. Traceable. So these privacy coins claim to offer untraceable transactions that are truly anonymous and cannot be traced along the blockchain. The system essentially takes a number of other Monero transactions and lines them up alongside the real transaction. But if it's taking a number of other transactions, there's got to be a TX and an hash somewhere, otherwise how's the Monero network know where to send it? Do you know what I mean? It's interesting, it's fascinating. I ain't a coder. Do you know what I mean? I'm not an amateur coder. I'm an amateur coder. I made a robot yesterday, so I'm check yourself. amateur developer here, amateur coder, baby. Is Monero truly untraceable? I mean, people have been asking this question for years. And it's interesting. I'm going to keep an eye out on it, because I know some people, when they've had to make a bit of money disappear or whatever to dodge the tax man. Yawning. I mean, is that right? Is dodging tax right? Like, You're everyone sat there moaning about Jeff Bezos. Fucking tax dodging motherfucker. And then out next week doing a job themselves, they're not going to declare. Tax dodging themselves. It's like, yo, bro, just because you're only making 200 quid a week and he's making 200 grand doesn't mean you're allowed to tax dodge and he's not. If you're fucking doing it, you let him do it. All these people at home that are self-employed, not self-employed, that are going out working and earning and not declaring the money are as bad as benefit thieves. You're as bad as the immigrants coming in and stealing benefits. You'd be sat at home moaning about immigrants taking fucking jobs. At least they're paying tax, bro. You doing? Can't sit there like, wait, these benefit cheats. Like, well, you need to start declaring because you're stealing too. And this comes to a point where the laws and the powers that be, they put laws on us that are just wrong. The numbers and the tax numbers are wrong. President Eisenhower put like 90%. Who was it who put 90% tax in? I hate when I don't share stuff like that. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Let me know what you think about privacy coins in the comments. Give us a cheeky like and a share. You know, it helps other people find the videos. I'm actually quite interested in this now. I will try and follow it up with more information if I find it, and we'll try and actually see if the claims as bold as they're saying. Like, can they actually track it, or is it just a scare tactic to stop half of the world using Monero? Because they're just like, no point using that now. They can track it, mate. I've read it in the news. It's got to be true. Do you know what I mean? The article itself said people are skeptical that it can be done, so go and do your own research. And again, don't sell your Monero yet. Let's go and do your own research first, yeah. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours, guys. Appreciate you taking the time out to watch this. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your week and take care of your loved ones. Invest in yourself. Invest in the internet of value. Live long and hodl it all till you're ready to let it go. And I'll see you on the next one. We love crypto. We love IOV. And we love you.